Hi, my name is Race Nelson, and I'll be showing you the oxygen competency. First, we'll be doing the nasal canal. It's a low flow device. I'll show you how to put it on. Nasal cannula. Has a chain here. You could stretch it, make it longer, so you have more volume around the person's neck if it's a bigger patient. So. It's just tight. I'll maybe flex it here. Okay, got it on. Cool. And the flow rate for this is between 1/4 to 6 liters a minute, and in infants it's 2 liters a minute or less. The FiO2 for the nasal cannula, it's 22 to 40% with, and it's best used in adult patients, children and infants, and it's inexpensive and easily disposed, so it's disposable. The disadvantage would be it's easily dislodged. The connection could be lost pretty good quickly, and in high flow flows above 4, you want to get a humidifier, but it could cause irritation in patients, cause bleeding in the nose, polyps, and all that kind of stuff. It's best used in patients who need just low levels of FiO2 and any home care long-term patients. Okay, and this is the simple mask. Has a FiO2 to 35 to 50% and a flow rate of 5 to 10. Put it on for you for the video. Nose flex. You see me flex my nose, you bend it. It has a middle thing for a reason. You bend it, make sure it fits the patient's nose, right? Right. Connect, make sure the jaw ain't poking out, make sure the jaw's covered. And this can act as, best used on patients that are adults, children, infants. It's easily disposable and inexpensive. Disadvantage would be that it could be a choking hazard, and it block the vomitus from unconscious patients, and patients have to take it off to eat. Best used in patients who needs a higher FiO2 than oxygen for short-term therapy. Alright, this is the partial rebreather and the non-rebreather. Partial rebreather has a FiO2 of 40 to 70% and a flow rate above 10. Anything below 10 will deflate the bag. Put it on the same way, middle frame to make the mask more tight around the patient. This is a good mask here. So yeah, it's used on adult children and infants, the small ones for babies. It's inexpensive and disposable. The disadvantages would be that patients have to, well, this is same as simple mask. Patients, if they're eating, they have to take it off. But, and this could be a suffocation hazard, and also it captures a lot of heat, so it could be fogged up. And this is used for emergency situations usually. You only need for like short-term therapy. So short-term therapy of higher oxygen than the simple in the nasal canal. Short-term use. And this is also, nowadays, they're kind of getting rid of, this is the partial, right? It has one leaf, but now they kind of consider this the non-rebreather also. They're kind of not using it in hospitals a lot. So, usually it has two leaves, but nowadays, who really cares? They took one off for a reason, because it just it allows more air just to go in. But yeah, this replaced the non-rebreather. So this is the partial, not really considered partial anymore, but this is the non-rebreather oxygen mask. FiO2 of 60 to 80 and a flow above 10 as well. It's best used again on children, adults and infants. Disposable, inexpensive, and it could be a suffocation hazard. blocks vomitus, unconscious patients, captures a lot of radiant heat. So a lot of moisture could be built up in there. Patients gotta take it off to eat. But this is only usually used in emergency situations, I guess. Well, emergency situations that need higher FiO2 flow than the simple or the nasal canal. They go to this. Short-term therapy also, real quick, for this one, if the patient decides to breathe through their mouth, the FiO2, I mean, it kind of defeats the purpose because they're taking in atmospheric air. So what, 21%, right? So they're kind of taking up when they breathe through the mouth, they're breathing in the room air. So, I mean, it makes the purpose of using this kind of meaningless. But, all right, and this is the air entrainment mask, the Ventry mask. Now this is a high flow device, high flow, so high flow between the low flow. So high flow, it meets or exceeds the patient's, FiO2 needed requirement. So the patient's getting more air than they need, which is good because if they're not, you see them on the simple mask just huffing and puffing, but oxygen's being given, but they're still having a hard time to breathe. So that happens. You put this in, and you can kind of fix the FiO2, so the patient could get a good FiO2. So it's the FiO2 of this is 24 to 50% with the flow above 60. It's a advantage. It could be a fixed FiO2. And the advantage is it's only used on adults. And patients, I mean, it's the same as simple mask or patients when they're when they're unconscious patients, they could throw up in here. I guess when they're eating, they have a hard time eating. But with this, yeah, so it's kind of inconvenient, right? Also captures a lot of radiant heat. Yeah, then that's best used in the emergency situations. We need a acute fix FiO2 for the patient has an easier time to breathe. Let's talk about these now real quick. These are amazing. Each one has its own variable. This one's, let's do the big one here. 35% FiO2 at 8 liters. So, yeah. So, yeah, it has a little hole here. Bigger the hole, more oxygen, more FiO2. So, in these here, these capture all the atmospheric air, all the outside air. So, reason why it's fixed is oxygen in here gets propelled out, but the atmospheric air is so great. There's a top here that covers here, but pretty much the atmospheric air kind of carries FiO2 to the patient. So there's no leakage out. So the FiO2 that's coming through these valves here really carry and push out the O2 in the little hole here, and the patient is able to get more air and more fixed FiO2. So I mean it's great. Okay, and when it comes to the math for the nasal canal, you want to do so if it's at one liter, it's per liter. It's so you just do 1 times 4 plus the 21 or 20.8 if you want to get specific, but it's a 21 atmospheric pressure, so it's going to be let me see, it's going to be 25 FiO2, or yeah. Same thing comes to if it's 6 liter. You times that by 4 plus 21, you get your answer. I mean, trying to think what else to cover. That's good. And that's how those are the devices we'll be using as RT. And yeah, we'll be using these as RTs, and we all should know what these do. Thank you.